What's up, freaks? It's your boy Marty here to introduce this episode of Tales from the Crypt. Matt and I had the immense pleasure of sitting down with good friend Max Keidun from HodlHodl to talk about the launch of their non-custodial loan product that they just launched yesterday. Really great conversation. Covered a bunch of topics, including how the product works, how it compares to similar products on DeFi, how it compares to similar products in the Bitcoin world, some of the centralized products, as well as more liquid talk in this podcast. Talked RGB a little bit. Very wallet integrations, a bunch of stuff. You're going to hear it. You're going to hear it. Before you hear it, I got to let you know this episode is brought to you by our good friends at the motherfucking Cash App. You already know all about them. All right, they're helping you stack sats. I messed up there. They're helping you stack sats, send sats, receive sats, and sell sats. And we're saying sats because sats are the standard on the app. And if you listened to RHR last night, you would know that you can DCA into sats daily, weekly, bi-weekly. And if you want to front run Matt Odell, you're going to have to wake up at 4:30 a.m. East Coast time and set a daily stack so you can front run him. He's trying to front run the U.S. market on Cash App at 5 a.m. every morning. We are trying to actively front run Matt Odell. I'm going to make it a point to do that myself, so I'm going to set my alarm clock for 4:15 tomorrow. Get up early, go to bed early tonight, get up early, and front run our boy Matt on the Cash App. You can do that. That's great. On top of that, they have other products as well, including Cash App Investing, which lets you stack slivers of stonks. If you have a favorite stonk, if you're into the stonk market and you're stacking stonks, and your favorite stonk's a little too expensive, you can buy as little as $1 via Cash App Investing. On top of that, they're allowing you to direct deposit paychecks into the app. It's basically a new bank. You get an account number and a routing number, and you can use the Cash App as your bank. They have their Boost program, which allows you to go to partner merchants and save money. You hit the Boost, you go shop at the merchant, and you get a certain percentage or dollar amount off, depending on what the particular boost is at any given point in time. Cash App's building an incredible product. Very proud to have them as a sponsor. So if you have not downloaded the app yet, please make sure when you do, you use the code STACKINGSATS. That's STACKINGSATS. You're going to get $10, and $10 is going to go to our good friends at Owls Lacrosse. That's Owls Lacrosse. Woo! 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 Enjoy this rip. Great conversation. Max was an incredible dude. HodlHodl was an incredible team and product. Very excited to see what they bring to market as we move forward into the future. Enjoy.
You've had a dynamic where money's become freer than free.
If you talk about a Fed just gone nuts, all the central banks going nuts.
So it's all acting like safe haven.
I believe that in a world where central bankers are tripping over themselves to devalue their currency, Bitcoin wins. In the world of fiat currencies, Bitcoin is the victor.
I mean, that's part of the bull case for Bitcoin.
If you're not paying attention, you probably should be.
What is up, freaks? Welcome back to Tales from the Crypt. We've got an early morning coffee rip here where I am. Our guest, it's not early morning there. Our guest is coming all the way to us from Latvia. We're sitting down with Max Keidun from HodlHodl. Just released a hot new product. We're here to talk all about it. Max, how the hell are you doing?
We're doing fine. Sup, freaks, as you say. Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here again. It's the second time. The first one was we were drinking just before the Christmas, I think, 2 years ago, and discussing HodlHodl stuff.
Yes, it is. We at Bitcoin 2019, we also were able to meet in person at a vineyard. That was a great day as well.
Yeah. So and then Baltic Honey Badger, I think. At least Matt was there.
We switched off.
As far as I remember.
Marty was at 2018. I was at 2019. And hopefully we'll both be at 2021.
Yeah, hopefully. And also, Marty, we had a pleasure to go to Napa Valley, I think, for wine drinking.
Yeah, that was
I was hoping actually to see multiple wineries, but in fact it ended with multiple wine bottles in one place. So yeah, it was a great experience so far. I really enjoyed that trip.
That was a fun
Yeah.
one. Well, we mentioned Baltic honey badger, and right before we hit record, you're telling us that actually not being able to throw it this year allowed you guys to get this product out pretty quickly. So what's your year been like? Why'd you decide to build this product? And you're saying it's been a bang up first day.
Well, actually, we had this idea since last year. We understood that you can use the same multi-sig tech that we're using in trading and prediction markets for lending contracts. And we saw that there's multiple DeFi products built on top of Ethereum with lending, with lending in mind. I'm still not a big fan of Ethereum stuff, but I think that you can learn a lot in terms of ideas and maybe even bad experience or good experience, something like that. So I'm still Bitcoin maxi. But anyway, we thought that it should be a good thing. Then I read, in this winter, I read the Bitcoin Reformation by Tour de Meester. He specifically mentioned then there that Bitcoin is pretty solid liquid collateral, which is obvious fact because, you know, in many traditional lending, you have real estate, you have cars, you have all that weird stuff that is not liquid. You need to go and sell it. Well, with Bitcoin, it's pretty obvious. You can go to any exchange or any trading platform and sell it pretty quickly. So it's good collateral. And then I saw the tweet by Matt where he described his how would I say?
Displeasure?
Frustration?
With block fee. And I understand, well, there's a lot of centralized custodial lenders in Bitcoin. And obviously the market is booming. But there's no peer-to-peer, non-custodial lending platforms. And I honestly think that in terms of lending, peer-to-peer can be way more effective, way more user-friendly, and actually better than the centralized and custodial lending. So yeah, that was the general idea. We started building this product in the beginning of this year. What I did tell you that if we would do Baltic Honey Badger this year, then most probably we would postpone the launch of this product because like Honey Badger, it's a great event. Everyone likes it. I like it personally, although I hate it 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after that. But I love it personally. I love meeting people. I love the vibe. But it takes so much time and resources. So I highly doubt that we would be able to release the lending platform like we did it yesterday, obviously. And I think if we would do a Baltic Honey Badger, then most probably we would release the lending platform next January, something like that. So for us, it's like we are disappointed that we didn't do a conference this year, but well, we have a solid product now, and I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, again, the market reaction was pretty crazy because, like, as I mentioned before that, it's 24 hours since the launch. We already have 500,000 of liquidity available on the platform. And we already have multiple loans issued on the platform. So people are peer-to-peer lending and borrowing now.
So, I mean, I think this could become like your most successful product pretty quickly. Would you agree?
I'm actually bit worried that this lending stuff could cannibalize the trading part that we have and prediction markets, because we've put so much effort to that. We hired a special UI UX designer. If you will go, like, currently US is not available, but as I've already showed to some extent, will be available in a few weeks from now. But you can go to the testnet version. You can go and try to create an offer. and you will see how simple is that is. We did a pretty extensive market research trying to lend and borrow on centralized platform. We did a comparison. We did how they work, how they do. And it's like, it not only, the peer-to-peer wipe and not doing KYC and being non-custodial. No, it's actually, in terms of UI, UX, it's way more simpler than using centralized platform. Like 10 times simpler, I think.
So let's jump in and walk through the product. How does a lender and a borrower, how do they meet in the marketplace? What do they need to do to, number one, give a loan and then receive a loan?
Yeah.
How is HodlHodl involved? And then really interested to learn about the particular stable coins that you guys decide to work with as well.
Yeah, so I will start with the last question about the stable coins. So we decided to choose 7 stable coins. Well, obviously there's 4 types of USDT because it's the most liquid stable coin. We have USDT on Omni, on Tron, on Ethereum, and on Liquid. And we have DAI, we have USDC, and we have Paxos. Yeah. We did choose them because they're most liquid and they have a higher capitalization comparing to others. And they're actually traded on multiple different solid platforms. We take the price feed from these platforms, and that's why we choose them. So how the process works, well, let's say you are lender, I'm a borrower. I create offer or you create offer. We meet each other on a platform. Let's say you have an offer, you're fine to lend me 1,000 USDT on a Liquid. And I go to the platform, I see your offer, I'm fine with your conditions, like paying you 1% interest per month. We create a contract. Upon the creation of the contract, HodlHodl generates a unique multi-signature escrow on the public Bitcoin blockchain with 3 signatures. One goes to lender, one to the buyer, and one to HodlHodl. Now, I, as a buyer, see that this escrow was created. I send my Bitcoin as a collateral to this multi-signature escrow. When the collateral is there, HodlHodl informs both parties that, hey guys, everything is good, collateral is there, you're good to transfer me Liquid Tether. You transfer me Liquid Tether, click on the button, I transfer the Liquid Tether, the contract is automatically goes to the status of being in progress, and then after 1 month, I return you your Liquid Tether with your interest, and you release Bitcoins from collateral to my wallet back. That's how it works. So because we're non-custodial, obviously you don't need to go through the KYC. All the lending and borrowing process goes through both parties, like peer-to-peer, and that's how it works.
And how do you guys do conflict resolution? Like if somebody doesn't release their Bitcoin, you're there to sign series.
The cool thing about this product is that we only use stable coins, and we can actually check the blockchain explorers of these stable coins. Because each time you make a payment with stable coins, you need to upload the payment link that you did that payment particular. Like, for example, when you are paying me loan in USDT Liquid, we ask you, before you click on the button that I have made payment to add a link to the Blockstream blockchain explorer that shows that the transfer was made. So we verify this, and with stablecoin, it's pretty easy to resolve all this dispute because everything is on the blockchain, whether it's Ethereum blockchain, whether it's Liquid blockchain, whether it's, I don't know, Tron or Omni blockchain, whatever. So yeah, that's how we verify this. And in case if, for example, after 1 month, I came back and I say, hey, Marty, I don't have money to return you your loan. We just liquidate this lending contract, get liquidated, and you will be repaid with Bitcoins locked in this collateral. So that's how it works.
Mm-hmm. Throughout the duration of the loan, as the price of Bitcoin, Max has a
yeah, all good, no worries. Good. Sorry, I just closed the door.
No, it's all good. Throughout the duration of the loan, as the price of Bitcoin is fluctuating, does the borrower need to add or add collateral to the contract at all?
Of course, we have different options. You can add more to collateral because you have a certain LTV ratio. If you go below a certain breach or certain level of this LTV ratio, not actually below the LTV ratio, but if it will go close to LTV ratio, then we will just liquidate you automatically. So, of course, you can add more to your collateral in order to balance the LTV ratio, so you can send more Bitcoins to escrow. You can do a partial repayment of your loan. Let's say you don't have 1,000 liquid Tether at the moment, but you have 200 or 300. So you can transfer this and say, I repaid. This would also balance your LTV ratio. Or you can just make an early repayment, like you have this 1,000 USDT and you want to return to make it like repayment earlier. So, and there will be actually more flexible options in future, like repaying your loan partially with Bitcoin and with stablecoins, for example, and all different types of things. But what you have now is basically MVP. So many more features are coming in, great features, I would say. But yeah, at the moment there's 3 different options how to not to be liquidated.
So on March 12th, when we had the price fall, the drastic price fall, that's when a lot of people kind of learned how these products worked, right? Because their LTV ratio was falling. And they couldn't get Bitcoin into the services quick enough because fees spiked at the same time. So I was wondering, do you guys have any plan there? I mean, you have liquid Tether on the right side. Maybe liquid Bitcoin support would allow you to get past that fee pressure, right? Like if people could enter back in quickly.
The funny thing about the liquidation process that it's actually triggered automatically, but you still have 24 hours in order to resolve this issue. So if you say like, hey guys, the mempool is full, I'm going to send this payment, I'm going to do this, still the support manager can resolve this dispute in favor of the person who, for example, took money and took a loan. So there's different options. Also, the funny thing is that we did actually pretty extensive market research, as I mentioned. Most of our competitors, they send 2 notifications like, hey, you will be liquidated soon. Hey, you're liquidated, like this. We decided that we will send 4 different types of notifications, starting from like when you have some like pretty much amount above the LTV ratio and going lower and lower and lower. So we start early. And another thing that currently, at the moment, you can only the maximum LTV can be 70%, and even during the March 12th, Bitcoin didn't fall that much down. I think it was 10% or 15%. Still, it's like 85.
No, I think it fell like 50% or something. It was like fucking massive. This fall was actually distributed through many days. It wasn't like in one day, 50%. Fall down, but I need to double check as well. But the maximum LTV that you can get is actually 70%. So you still have 30% like buffer
reserve, let's say,
But I guess
my
question is, so right now liquid Bitcoin isn't supported, right? It's just on-chain Bitcoin?
No, on-chain Bitcoin.
Do you have any consideration of adding liquid Bitcoin since we already have liquid Tether?
Yeah, we might think about it in the future, but it's always an option, like liquid Bitcoin. Maybe there's RGB coming in, right, with all these Lightning assets issued. That might be an option as well. At the moment, we see that there's a demand for on-chain Bitcoin, and actually, we already did our research as well. For this 24 hours, the average LTV ratio actually now is 50%. So still a lot of reserve there. But anyway, we are thinking about other assets, but now what we want now to do is basically add some features that could be useful for platform users. and then we will start thinking of adding new assets, new stable coins, and new maybe liquid Bitcoin or Lightning Bitcoin, something like that. Who knows?
So that's another question I have. With Liquid Tether, Liquid has confidential transactions, so you can't see the amount. How are you confirming the Liquid Tether is being, like, the right amount of Liquid Tether is sent by the?
It's actually confirmed by the borrower. He confirms that I've received everything fine.
He like
just
manually clicks confirm. Or...
Yeah. So there's two confirmations basically. One from the lender who sends this transaction, he just uploads this, and another one from borrower.
And the contract doesn't initiate till both confirm or the agreement.
Yeah. When they both agree.
That makes sense.
So I guess actually like the ERC20, the Ethereum stablecoins are kind of are more verifiable, right, on your platform, because you don't need, because it's transparent. There's no confidential transaction. Yeah,
it's true. But we will see. Again, it's like you never know. And again, I'm not like so much against Ethereum, not like I'm going to build something on top of Ethereum, but okay, the stable coins are definitely the use case for Ethereum, which is fine. You know, if we say that both fiat and altcoins are shit coins, then I would prefer having altcoins because at least they have some peer-to-peer stuff, and with fiat you always have a middleman most of the time.
It's a shitcoin on a shitcoin.
Yeah.
Well, that brings up an interesting point, like the different trade-offs between the quote-unquote DeFi on Ethereum and the products that you're offering, which I think would be interesting to dive into, because I think the product that you're offering is enough of a security trade-off that I'd be completely comfortable with it, and actually probably more comfortable because of you guys, HodlHodl, being there as sort of like an escrow arbitrator, whereas some of the other DeFi products on Ethereum are like automatic liquidation. Like you don't even have the 4 notifications or anything like that you would get.
There's like, we've had the small beef yesterday on Twitter with a couple of Ethereum DeFi proponents, and also in Telegram I had a beef. Well, okay, guys, I did specifically mention in all interviews and articles, it's Bitcoin DeFi. It's not Ethereum DeFi. You have a different story, you have different tools, you have a different. It might be way more sophisticated in terms of doing very, very smart contracts and doing, decentralized oracles and governance and all that stuff. Okay, fine. I'm fine with that, completely fine with that. And many of these solutions are actually great to watch and to actually understand the idea behind them. I'm not against that. We learned a lot from them, but the Bitcoin is a bit different stuff. I would say that it's not like in Bitcoin, it's not DeFi, it's more like semi-DeFi. You still have some centralized governance or some centralized something, points like Arbiter who came in. But again, I did my own research, and many websites that are DeFi project aggregators on Ethereum, they say they actually list projects that are not DeFi at all. Like they have a central authorities behind the product. They can actually remove any country, ban, deplatform any user, do whatever they want. And many of these products actually works in the same way that HodlHodl works. Yet when you say it's a Bitcoin DeFi, they become crazy and they say it's not a proper DeFi. It's like I don't know, it doesn't work like this, and this is DeFi, this is not DeFi. So there's a Ministry of Truth who is offended somehow about that, and they're crazy running around and saying like, hey, we have the true DeFi, you are not true DeFi. I'm fine with that, guys. You can call it just a non-custodial peer-to-peer lending. Fine with this naming. I don't care about the names. I care about the results and about delivering good products. And actually, that's the very valid point, because many of people who we talk with, they say, I'm fine with the not automated liquidation, where I can, for example, maybe your oracle is wrong. Maybe the exchange that you are taking price feed from hacked, and the price of BTC or BTC versus USDT falls sharply there, but it's actually not true because the exchange was hacked. And then you have been liquidated because Oracle told you that it's liquidated. So I don't know. There's always a trade-off. Of course, we're striving for proper decentralization, and we most probably will add some features to increase decentralization of both of HodlHodl and both of lending platform. But anyway, it's different story, you know.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see these products growing in parallel, and what will win out in the long run. Like $500,000 worth of liquidity in one day is pretty impressive. And so you mentioned there that you plan on building in aspects to your products that add to the decentralization. What would those aspects look like?
Well, again, we're looking to now, for example, we're taking price feed for your contract from most liquid exchanges like Binance, for example, or Coinbase or Kraken, depending on the stable coin. We can change that to taking the price feed from decentralized oracles, like now happens in Ethereum, for example, which I find is pretty logical and it's pretty good idea, to be honest. Now there's also, in terms of open sourcing the projects and doing stuff like that, there could be some ways of decentralization in like building that stuff. And again, what Matt actually mentioned, that liquid BTC versus liquid Tether or RGB, we can actually remove completely us as a dispute resolutor and leave it all up for users, you know, some kind of ways of doing this lending stuff, maybe without even involvement of HodlHodl. So who knows? We're just constantly exploring things and doing our own research, but hopefully we will become more and more decentralized in any case. And actually, the funny thing about the Ethereum people is that I recently check it out. I'm always for any type of conversation. I'm not so aggressive anymore as I was like 2 years ago. I'm completely for listening an opinion, but somehow I get a perception and a feeling that Ethereum community are becoming way more aggressive lately, and they were accusing Bitcoin maximalists that they are very aggressive and not tolerate anyone else. They're actually not better now, and I think much worse in many cases. Because when you post something like, hey guys, we did build that, we've been inspired by multiple DeFi developers globally, and they say, well, again, it's not true DeFi, your DeFi is bad DeFi, it's not DeFi, it's CeFi, and whatever. I'm like, okay guys, I won't spend my time anymore with you.
Yeah, the whole DeFi, CeFi meme's a little exhausting.
Yeah, it's like these guys were like screaming about the tribalism. Now they're like pure essence of the tribalism, to be honest. Like, it's like I see way more tolerant Bitcoiners that accept other opinion rather than people who are in Ethereum community. I don't know. Maybe that's just my perception.
Yeah, because there's definitely pockets of both sides, right?
Yeah.
It's
everyone's a hypocrite.
Yes. I just like to say, see you on the field. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, when Ethereum was an upstart, like they were, saying everyone be inclusive, and then once they got any kind of market capitalization, of course they started talking down on everyone else, right?
Yes.
It's kind of human nature.
Like, yeah, it's funny to see how people who are getting, they have a successful products, and I'm pretty impressed by some of them. But it's funny how people changing I believe it's wrong, but again, it's just my single opinion.
So both of us have been kind of, one of our things on this podcast is we kind of always shit on stablecoins, and we say that they're not stablecoins and that Bitcoins are stablecoin. But what's interesting here with this product, and I kind of wanted to highlight it, is, you have two other products right now. You have predictions, but you have your main product is buying and selling. And the main friction there with that product, from what I've heard, because it's not available in the U.S. yet, is the fiat side. So when you trade altcoins, when you trade like Monero and Bitcoin with each other, it works really well. But if you do the fiat side, you have the risk of chargeback depending on which fiat is used. So I think it's really interesting with this product. You just said, fuck it. We're not going to support any traditional fiat. We're just going to use all these different stable coins and let the user choose which stable coin has the best trade-offs for them. That reduces a shit ton of friction and reduces a shit ton of risk. Do you guys have any intention of adding stablecoin support to your buy-sell product?
It's actually already there. So we have payment methods that you can go and choose and use stablecoin. So same way, Bitcoin is locked in multisig, and the payment happens with Tether or whatever.
Oh, you do?
Now
awesome.
Yeah, the idea, it's actually pretty easy to add a payment method. Any user can do that by themselves. And the idea about the stable coins is what we want you to have as less frictions when you are interacting with your counterparty, whether it's lending or trading or whatever. And then it's up to you how you will solve the issue of, getting those stable coins into fiat. I would say, if we say crypto or Bitcoin allows you to be your own bank, then as your own bank, you need to solve the issue of getting your stable coin into fiat if you need that. And that's it. We just want to remove frictions between two people, like lender and borrower in this case, and leave up to borrower and lender to do whatever they want to do with stable coins. It's just a payment method, but with less frictions.
Yes. And I want to be clear, Matthew. After having many conversations with people like Matt Alborg, I think stablecoins are inherently unstable in the long run, but I think they will play a sort of stepping stone bridge role as we transition to a Bitcoin standard.
And there's actually now, I know that there's stable coins built on top of RSK, which is Bitcoin, Bitcoin-based, sidechain or
Does anyone
language
use that?
or whatever. The guys who did that, they're from Latin America, and they have a pretty interesting community out there. And I think they're they're growing. They've already approached us. They want us to list their stable coin, and actual liquid as well. It's on top of it's a Bitcoin related product, and you have USDT there, which is it's stable coin, yes. Based on Bitcoin, well, yes, definitely worth of checking in.
Yes. Yeah, we had a very interesting conversation with a developer by the name of Adam Saltese last week, who's very interested in Liquid, and we got a good education around Liquid. I think Matt's a Liquid bull now.
Well, I think your product here with Liquid Tether could be like the first big retail use case for Liquid.
Yeah, and actually Adam yesterday already shilled us to some extent on Twitter. He mentioned that we're doing this, and the guys are supporting us, and Blockstream is listed as our partners on the main page of Landing, and we are Liquid Federation members in the end. I think Liquid Tether can be very much used. And I will tell you one thing, which is an interesting fact, which I didn't disclose publicly, but actually the first lending contract that we had was Liquid issued USDT versus Bitcoin. So like use cases there. I hope we will be able to help Liquid and ourselves, of course, grow.
Yeah, it's again, it's going to be interesting seeing all these very similar projects on different protocols working in parallel. I've always been under the impression that there's an order of operations to building out all these products, like a Bitcoin based on proof of work, get the core protocol down, do as little as you need to on the core protocol, and then build these side chains, second layers like Lightning, third layers like RGB, state change to scale up. And I think the second layer solutions are starting to surprise the market outside of Bitcoin to the upside as they become more fleshed out and more mature over time.
Yeah, it definitely takes some time, and I wouldn't expect that like 1 year, 2 years from the release we will see, we see some huge improvements. But like guys are developing pretty awesome stuff, both Lightning and Liquid and RGB. So hopefully it will be huge success in the end.
Yeah. So talking about these second layer solutions, particularly RGB, and then for your predictions market, do you think about incorporating DLCs at all?
I know that there's teams who are doing this and developers who are doing this. We didn't research DLC because like last 9 months we were like developing this landing product, and took a lot of effort. But anyway, DLC is pretty interesting, and we might consider it in the future for our prediction market. But actually, the prediction market currently is underdeveloped by us because we actually made a lot of mistakes when we released it more than a year ago. Actually, we did a release when I was in US, when we met each other in winery. The case is pretty simple. We didn't give much effort. We just wanted to build a product and see how it goes. So we didn't put a lot of work in that, in terms of, you know, spreading the news, marketing, and all that stuff. And it's also, in my personal opinion, pretty bad in terms of UI UX. But what we did, we've actually 3 months ago, we started redesigning predictions, and hopefully by the beginning of 2021, we will release a new version of prediction, which will be in like several times better, user-friendly. But this year actually allowed us to understand what are predictions valuable for, and they're only valuable for price discovery. So we had like hundreds of different types of prediction contracts on the prediction platform, and 99% of them was just Bitcoin price prediction. Nobody cares about the political stuff. Nobody cares about sports event. Everyone only cares about the Bitcoin price. So we will be focusing on crypto price prediction. The platform will be very simple, very easy to use, and like it will be like a few clicks and you are ready to go with your prediction. But we will use multisig for now, for a backend, definitely multisig. And we will see how the DLC will evolve. Maybe we will offer DLC stuff. But to be honest, I would say to you both guys, I'm pretty skeptical about prediction markets in general. Like, you know, I don't think, maybe we're too early there, maybe. But I don't think it will get huge traction in like upcoming years. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
I've been irrationally bullish about prediction markets for years now.
Yeah, me
just
too.
Keep waiting for them to explode.
I think like guys, well, it's obviously, you know, you can make a price prediction. You can like lock into a multi-sig escrow Bitcoin, and you can get like more Bitcoin out of that if you're right, or you can hedge your risk with predictions, you know, longing Bitcoin in your spot portfolio and then making price predictions, hedging the risk that Bitcoin will fall. Eventually that's a good hedging tool. But, you know, only me and a couple other people thinks that it's really bullish and there should be a market. Yet there's no market for that at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a big meme in the space. Like Augur was very highly touted at some point.
Yeah,
I'm not a gambler, so it's like doesn't really interest me at all personally.
And actually, I know personally from a couple of VCs and from other projects that I follow that there has been a multiple prediction like platforms or projects in a couple of last years, and most of them actually failed because like they don't get the proper traction. That's it.
Yeah, it'll be
But there has to be demand because online gambling is fucking massive. Like a sports betting website is essentially a prediction market. It's just, centralized and narrow focused.
Yeah, but again, you need to put a lot of effort towards UI UX and multiple companies and projects forget about that. They think like, hey, Bitcoin is awesome. Let's build some mumbo jumbo on top of Bitcoin. Everyone will use it because Bitcoin is awesome. And doesn't work like that way. You need to simplify stuff. Like, so my grandma can use that or anyone else, like whatever. But you need to put a lot of effort to UI UX. Like really a lot.
Like I would say like the two most successful Bitcoin prediction markets are like BitMEX and like nitrogensports.eu, which Nitrogen is sports betting and BitMEX was no KYC price speculation, right?
Yeah, BitMEX definitely is. I think for a long time it will stay and will be the most successful prediction market out there. Although they say they're not prediction markets.
Yeah, we'll see how the KYC being added to that affects their liquidity. Matt, we forgot to mention that on RHR last night. We skipped that topic.
Oh, the accelerating KYC.
Yeah, so freaks, if you listen to RHR, we meant to warn you if you're using BitMEX, they're gonna ninja launch KYC on you.
No, it's still not ninja. You have till December 4th to withdraw your coin without KYC.
No, I think 5th of November, something like that.
That's for trading, but if you want to withdraw, you have till the 4th of December. Not that anyone should wait that long, but still, that's pretty good in terms of they have like the long dick of the law going after them, and they're giving you that much time.
Yeah, so you've got 12 days.
We actually have a pretty interesting idea about the lending platform, about new types of lending contracts. I won't disclose it now because I don't understand until the end myself how this stuff works. But Romo was pretty excited about that. He described it. It took him 2 days to describe this new type of lending contracts to me. I still didn't understand that, but sounds awesome,
How is our friend Roman doing?
He's doing fine. All good with him. Like, again, a lot of work, and he's doing his stuff. I'm doing my stuff.
Yeah.
Shilling products all over the places.
So you said the addition of this collateralized lending product helped you guys raise a Series A. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
What do you guys plan on doing with that? Are you going to hire more engineers, try to build out the team, or just focus?
Definitely we're going to hire more people, not only engineers, but also support members. And of course, the effort will be towards the engineering like units, but also support as well. And we're going to use it actually to expand to new markets like US, for example. And definitely going to spend some money on marketing because in 3 years since we started appearing on the radar, we didn't spend. I think our marketing expenses for past 3 years are below $100, something like that, or
holy crap.
Or maybe below 1,000 because obviously we use the word of mouth. So people were just like Matt, he's been referring some people to us through Twitter.
It's the best way. It's the best marketing there is. The organic shills.
Yeah, it's basically the best market. We've actually spent a lot of money on developing products, and now we've released the lending part. We're still in process of redesigning the HodlHodl trading part. We did 70% of our job this year. We are still 30. We need still 30% of HodlHodl trading platform need to be redesigned. We already everything is already in place. We just need to complete all the stages, and then we are going to redesign predictions. And then most probably, in my perception, we will have pretty good tools to sell them and to onboard more people. So definitely we're going to increase the technical capacity of our team, but also we're going to spend some money to the marketing, because, you see big custodial lending platforms, they're spending a lot of money on the marketing, and they're getting back as well. So definitely for this.
Yeah. No, and I think another great marketing piece for you guys is the conference. Just the high quality of the conference, and the word of mouth that comes after that. It's an incredible 2-day event.
Yeah, the conference is also, of course, it's the only thing that we spend our budget on, but we also get a lot from that. But again, comparing to other companies in the market,
BlockFi.
It's just
BlockFi does the exact opposite approach. It's just massive amount of marketing spend.
Yeah, it's not so much money that we spend on conference, yet we receive some from the sponsorship packages that are there. So also networking is very valuable. So yeah, it is as it is.
That conference is one of the best of the year every time. It's fantastic fucking conference. All the freaks should try and make it out there, especially the European freaks, because it's very cheap to get over there, and Latvia is beautiful.
Yeah, and it's actually very cheap here in Latvia as well, so it's not expensive at all.
Yeah, we had like an 8-person Bitcoiner steak dinner with everyone had a beer, and it cost like $80 or something like that.
Yeah, it's not so expensive. Yeah,
and you have that good Brazilian steakhouse, right? The
meat is delicious over there.
Yeah.
Next time I will tell you. I will take you to a Latvian steakhouse here. When Wellpanda was in the steakhouse, he told that it's second best steak that he ate in his life. It cost him $30, and I asked him what was the best steak. He told me that it was worth $300 in New York, something like that. So he told me price versus quality was a top notch in Latvia. So yeah, hopefully next year. I miss everyone, and I want to organize an event again. But yeah, crazy times, guys. You never know.
Yeah. Keep pushing the products out, but let's talk a little bit more about your push into the U.S. here. The lending product should be made available to U.S. citizens in the next few weeks. How did you make this happen, particularly in a non-custodial, no KYC way? We're non-custodial. Then we use only stablecoins. We don't use fiat. So basically, we don't have any locations because we don't have any fiat. So fiat is always tied to a certain location, we don't have any location field. So obviously, being non-custodial, being no fiat, and lending platform is good to go. But honestly, we've also spoke with our legal representative in US. He told us that actually HodlHodl is also already can be presented to US market, but we're still waiting for some final approvals just to be sure 100% that we can go there. And he specifically mentioned that it's mostly because we're non-custodial, and according to guidance and release in US, we're exempt from doing verification. But again, I read the CoinDesk article yesterday about us launching the lending platform.
and they asked another lawyer who mentioned that it's still like non-custodial tech and multi-signature companies that use multi-sigs. It's a bit gray area, so regulators still don't understand how to work with this. But obviously, again, being non-custodial and being non-fiat is the way to go. Because again, most of DeFi solutions, like Uniswap and all other big companies, they're working with US, doesn't care.
Yeah. No, and I think just launch it and like let it proliferate and make it hard to regulate.
Yeah, so we're pretty excited, and just spoke with the team, and like in 2 weeks from now, we are going to let US users to use lending. And actually lending, why US, it's also pretty important because we researched the lending market, and most of the big companies, again, as I mentioned, they're custodial and centralized, but they're from US and they offer lending services to US citizens. Of course, they offer fiat, which is why they do the KYC stuff and all that mumbo jumbo. But well, we will use stablecoins. We will not offer by ourselves, but people will use stablecoins. So hopefully this will be a good alternative to people who don't want to go through the KYC and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, very pumped for you guys to get this product out there. And excited that you guys raised around and you're going to be building out your product suite. Because Matt and I talk behind the scenes. Like, HodlHodl is like one of the coolest companies and doing some of the coolest stuff in the space. And you're just a small team in Latvia pushing out very high quality products.
Thank you very much. But we actually had distributed team. I'm the only one here. So most of the people are distributed globally. And like about this remote work, I've been approached by when this COVID stuff started, Corona stuff started, I've been approached by CoinDesk. They asked me for a comment how does HodlHodl deals with in these hard times, back in the March, I think, or in beginning of April. And I told them, well, guys, you'll be surprised, but we've been removed since day one. So for us, it's just another Tuesday, and like we're working as it was. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Outside of what you guys are working on at HodlHodl, what else in the Bitcoin space, whether it be at the protocol level, second layers, excites you or you're paying attention to right now?
I'm definitely paying attention to RGB because I know team that works with RGB. I know Giacomo pretty well. He's inspired this project. And I know like guys from Pandora who are developing this stuff and other guys who are involved. And again, I'm not a technical person, so I still don't understand how this stuff works. But at least I saw what can be done with that, or theoretically what can be done with that, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Can you jump into?
I don't understand technically how RGB works, to be honest. Like I'm just guessing here. So if you want to discuss in details with me, this will be most probably like you're speaking Chinese language and I'm speaking Russian. We won't understand each other. So yeah, I mostly follow RGB. I follow Liquid, Lightning, and DLC as well. And I actually, honestly, some hardcore Bitcoiners will hate me for that, but I also follow the DeFi space in other, like particularly in Ethereum. I follow this pretty closely. I'm never used any DeFi products at all. I'm too lazy for that, but I'm following them pretty closely. I like the marketing that they do. I like this crazy stuff with Japanese food kittens and all that weird, freaky stuff. I really like that. Unicorns. There's so much fun in there. But I follow this as well. So, and of course all the drama, BitMEX and OKEx and all this every day is a drama. Every day is some kind of fight over the Twitter, which is amazing for me.
It's never boring. It's never boring.
Never
to
boring.
Say the least.
Never boring. Always funny.
All right, Matt, you got any more questions before we wrap up here?
I think there's like 5 people that understand the specifics of RGB.
Yeah, most probably. I'm trying to learn more. I'm also actually following a lot all the wallet developments now. There's so many cool wallets out there now.
Right.
Really great to see.
And again, there's always a drama between Wasabi and Samurai. It's always fight, never-ending story. And I'm following this as well. All the things around coin joins and wallet is definitely wallets. Somehow I never understood how wallets are earning their money. But then, hey, Wasabi and Samurai coin joins, I think they earn enough money from that. And it's pretty interesting how things will evolve on that end. And again, I'm also following competitors, at least competing. I wouldn't say competitors, but at least similar products that are there on Bitcoin, and that are built there. So that's what I do.
On the topic of wallets, we should just touch on real quick the HodlHodl integration into Blue Wallet. Do you want to?
It's like Blue Wallet guys did amazing job. It's pretty easy. You can buy it. You can basically stack sats through Blue Wallet. So the Blue Wallet is non-custodial. HodlHodl is non-custodial. So you basically you're not leaving Blue Wallet, and you're like stacking sats through your wallet in a non-custodial way. And what is great about it, not many people know about it, but you can actually link Blue Wallet with Cold Card. So Blue Wallet will be a watch-only wallet, and Cold Card will be your basically cold storage. So you can use Blue Wallet as a trading terminal, buy some sats on HodlHodl, and then transfer them directly to Cold Card, which is pretty amazing if you think about it. And so the Blue Wallet integration continues, and we're about to returning to lending platform. We're going to be most probably first platform that will have API, so you will be able to put a lending markets in HodlHodl to your wallet functionality or any
Awesome.
website there is. So we're going to build an API for the lending part as well, and so integrations with Blue Wallet is an ongoing process. They did a pretty amazing job, and we have an API live, and we're discussing now several other integrations with other wallets. Hopefully, at some point, HodlHodl will become one of the main liquidity providers for non-custodial wallets out there. Yesterday I spoke with guys from other wallets. They're pretty excited about what we did with the lending part, and they also want to integrate that. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how it's all coming together.
Non-custodial buying, non-custodial storing, and eventually you are in control of your funds.
The way Bitcoin was meant to be used, right? It's I think there's an order of operations to all this, freaks. It's going to take time, but slowly but surely it seems to be coming together.
Yeah, it's going to take time, and my honest opinion, and I know that many people will again say that it's not true. I'm not right in this case, but I don't think that at some point non-custodial trading in Bitcoin particularly will surpass the custodial trading, because there's huge volumes on centralized exchanges, and people still prefer to use that. Most of the people don't understand the case with giving your data to a third party. They're fine with that. there's a trade-off between, you know, keeping your privacy and having the opportunity to easily buy like from your payment card or whatever. So I don't think that we will see soon enough that non-custodial trading is actually becoming bigger on top of Bitcoin, becoming bigger than custodial. But in case with lending, I do believe and I do think that non-custodial lending can beat custodial one, because it's still too early in that market, and we still have chances.
Interesting. No, and if anything, it's good to have as an option, the non-custodial buying and selling, and then.
Yeah, of course, you know.
Yeah, in the lending market, especially if people are able to spend the stable coins easier moving into the future, makes a lot of sense.
No, I mean, I think this lending is going to quickly become your biggest product. Like, I think you might have nailed something here, and it's kind of funny because I didn't really think about it, but as soon as I saw the launch, I was like, damn, this makes a lot of sense.
You know, it's like the funny thing about that is that, again, returning to the fiat part, we've had liquidity providers from, let's say, Asia or Eastern Europe who are saying, like, my market is too small for me. I want to go outside. I want to trade with people from Latin America, let's say, or Africa. And they are actually limited by fiat because there's no opportunity or it's very hard, for example, for a person from Russia or China to open a bank account or payment account somewhere in Europe and trade in euro. And here we're just eliminating the borders. Basically, you can lend money sitting in China to a guy who is borrowing from Brazil, or you can borrow money from I don't know, anyone in the world. And the funny thing that you only disclose your crypto address. So basically, stablecoins allows you to have as maximum 0 KYC level as it possible at the moment in there. So you don't disclose any banking details to your counterparty. So it's pretty amazing because you remove the borders. You can lend and borrow from anyone in the world, not knowing who the person is.
It's pretty insane. And it's better for the user at the end of the day too, which is
yeah. And also the great thing, we don't decide what are the rates and what are the LTV ratio. It's pure market, you know. You go to the offer list, you see how people are putting their offers, what is the sentiment. I think the stable Bitcoin market is the bigger LTV ratio is there, the less interest payments are here. The less stable Bitcoin market is, the smaller the LTV ratio is, the bigger interest is there. So it's like self-controlling platform, you know. It's like market are deciding which are current conditions at the moment.
Yeah, no, I think you'll find a much more accurate interest rate in this scenario where the order book just arrives at what the market deems the get the best interest rate at the time, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, well, I'm pumped for you guys. Thanks for coming on and speaking with us about this product. Very excited to see you guys are growing your product suite. You've raised around and you're going to continue building this out, and just very happy for you guys in general.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure for me to speak with you, actually. And I hope we will be able to do this in real life, like in mid-space, as they say. So
we will. This isn't going to last forever. Don't worry.
The feeling is mutual. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Matt,
Cool.
do you have anything you want to wrap up with, or no?
No, just I'm pumped for this, and I look forward to sharing a beer with you again soon.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Like in 2 weeks, guys, hopefully, maybe a bit earlier, but you will be able to at least to check it out, you know. But you can go to the testnet now and check it out already, the testnet version. It's there, it's available.
Very sleek. Again, the the investment in UI UX is evident in this product. You can really tell.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Max. Appreciate it. That's all we got today, freaks. Peace and love.